Hey, what's up guys? As technology is advancing, where do we draw the line between smart devices and ones that are actually intelligent? Huawei claims that they're now in intelligent territory with the Mate 10. But is it really as exciting as it sounds, and does it put them ahead of the competition? I'm Will for GSM Arena, and this is our Huawei Mate 10 review. With the Mate 10, Huawei has gone for a build that's quite different from last year's. The phone is covered in shiny Gorilla Glass. With a slight curvature on the back, the way it reflects light really catches the eye. Our mocha brown model is stunning, though it seems more bronzish than brown. A nice touch is the dark color band highlighting the phone's Leica dual cameras. The front of the phone sports razor-thin bezels, and the aluminum frame on the sides is pretty easy to hang onto. There are 64 gigs of internal storage, and it's expandable on the Mate 10. This isn't the case for the Pro version though. Also, unlike the 10 Pro, the fingerprint reader is mounted on the front of the phone. It's incredibly fast and responsive. You can use it for navigation too. Tap to go back, long press to go home, and swipe for the app switcher. You can always enable on-screen navigation keys too, or even use a floating navigation dock. Another difference from the Pro version is that here we have the 3.5mm audio jack, which is pretty welcome. But unfortunately, the Mate 10 isn't waterproof, just splash resistant, even though the 10 Pro is IP67 rated. At the bottom is a USB Type-C port, and on the Mate 10 we have stereo speakers, with the main loudspeaker at the bottom and the earpiece serving as a second speaker. They're not really well balanced, but overall music sounds fine. And there is an IR blaster included, which can be used to control some appliances around the house. The Mate 10 has a 5.9-inch IPS LCD screen. It has a conventional 16:9 aspect ratio and a QHD resolution, higher than on the Mate 9. It may not be an OLED like the Pro version, but it's a pixel-dense screen, and black levels are some of the deepest we've seen on an LCD. And it's super bright, up to 670 nits with the optional Vivid mode, so legibility in the sun is great. The Mate 10 is running on Huawei's latest chipset, the octa-core Kirin 970, and 4GB of RAM. The 10nm fab process means better power efficiency. In benchmarks, it performs really great. This is one of the most powerful phones we've tested, both CPU and GPU wise. But we notice that it tends to get really hot when doing some heavy lifting. Not so comfortable if you're into more intense games. Still, for opening and closing apps and browsing, the Mate 10 is smooth, quick, and responsive. The Kirin 970 is the first smartphone chipset with a dedicated chip for machine learning and neural processing. It will make predictions and adjustments based on things it's encountered before in its life. So, is your Mate 10 eventually going to become smarter than you? Not exactly. But over time, the phone will learn patterns and will optimize its power use and performance to better suit your needs. We're waiting for apps to be developed that can take advantage of this chip's hardware acceleration. There are a couple of examples already available though. Microsoft Translator can translate spoken words or text that it sees through the camera. Huawei claims that the app can translate things over 3 times quicker on the Mate 10 thanks to the new chip. The camera is also able to identify objects in a scene and automatically adjust settings accordingly. For example, it can switch to a flower mode or a food mode. This doesn't seem too different from what smart cameras have been doing for a long time though. The Mate 10 comes out of the box with the newest Android 8 Oreo and Huawei's EMUI 8. There's no app drawer by default, but you can opt for one in settings. And there are a lot of wallpapers, icon packs, and animations to choose from in the theme store. One cool feature is that you can hook up the Mate 10 or the Mate 10 Pro to a monitor and use it like a desktop PC, sort of like Samsung's flagships with DeX. The difference is, here all you need is a dongle that converts USB Type-C to HDMI. No need to buy an expensive dock for the phone. You can use the phone as a touchpad or connect a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. The downside is, you can't charge your phone while you're connected. With a 4000 mAh battery pack, it's no surprise that battery life is excellent on the Mate 10. It earned a rating of 87 hours in our proprietary tests, about the same as last year. In real life, it's good for up to 2 days of use on a single charge. And charging is fast. With a bundled charger, it can go from 0 to 58% in 30 minutes. This is without the phone getting too hot either. There is, however, no wireless charging. On to the camera. The Mate 10's Leica branded dual setup has one 12-megapixel color cam and a 20-megapixel monochrome. The camera sensors and focusing tech are the same as last year, but now the lenses have a brighter f1.6 aperture, and there are new image processing algorithms. Just as before, color photos take information from both the color and monochrome sensor. Images come out sharp with good detail and accurate colors. The wide dynamic range is on par with and sometimes even better than last year's Mate 9. Black and white photos have even more detail than the color shots. Low noise and awesome dynamic range. Thanks to the wider aperture and new image processing, low-light photos come out a lot better. They're sharper and have less noise, as long as you manage to keep the phone steady. Monochrome nighttime photos need shorter shutter speeds because this sensor is more photosensitive. But keeping the phone steady is equally important because only the color camera has OIS. Thanks to the dual camera, you have the capability for 2x lossless hybrid zoom. And the two lenses can work together to create a blurry background in portrait mode. Portraits look good and blur is accurate as long as you stay close to the subject. Otherwise, it can come out uneven. And watch out for beautification, which turns on automatically. You can switch it back off though. The front-facing camera is 8 megapixels and shots come out fine, though they are brighter than expected. It even has its own portrait mode, which is actually okay. Video recording is fine. There's no black and white, just like last year. 4K video has OIS only, and comes out with decent quality, but wasn't impressive. 1080p videos have EIS, and OIS too at 30 frames per second, but they're not very good. There just isn't that much captured detail. The audio quality is nice though. So, are we in the age of artificial intelligence? No, not really, at least where the Mate 10 is concerned. The machine learning is cool, but not mind-blowing. And what's going on is mostly behind the scenes, at least until we get more app support. But in any case, the Huawei Mate 10 is an excellent smartphone. It is missing the water resistance and the AMOLED of its bigger brother, but it still brings you a beautiful build, great battery life, and a standout LCD screen. Sadly, it won't be released worldwide, so you'll have to check if it's available near you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and you can always stop by gsmarena.com for our full test findings. See ya!